Hello, my name is Cade Nicely, and this is my Sumo Deadlift tutorial.
So the very first thing we're going to do when we walk up to the bar is spread our legs 1.5 to 2 times our shoulder width. You're going to rotate your feet about 30 to 45 degrees outwards to engage your glutes. Next thing you're going to do is make sure that you're about 1 to 2 inches away from the bar in order to keep it over the midline of your foot.
Once your feet are set and you have tension in your glutes, you're going to drop your hips backwards until you have tension in your hamstrings. Once you're here, I like to roll my shoulders internally slightly to keep my upper back slightly rounded. And you're going to, with your lats as tight as you can, not lat spread, but tight, like you're holding an orange or something else against your body. You're going to go straight down until you grab the bar. From here, you're going to brace your core like someone's about to sucker punch you while you keep all this tightness and grab it with your core tight and everything else tight, and then grab the bar. Once you're completely set here, you want to wedge your hips forward and in while you're pulling the slack out of the bar. That is just pulling the tension out of the bar without yanking it off the ground. And once you get that tension out, you're going to want to stand up, pushing through the floor. This isn't a pull. You're pushing through the floor like a leg press, coming straight up and pushing your hips forward and through. All together, that looks like this.
Let's take a look underneath the surface of the Sumo deadlift. Right from the setup, the wide stance and external hip rotation recruit your adductors, especially the adductor magnus, to stabilize your legs and control the hip position. As you lower into the start position, hip flexors engage eccentrically, while the erector spine and deep spinal stabilizers brace the spine isometrically to keep your torso rigid. When the bar breaks the floor, your quads fire hard, especially the vastus lateralis and rectus femoris, to extend the knees, while the gluteus maximus and hamstrings begin extending the hips. What's unique about sumo is the constant tension on the adductors due to this wide stance. They help drive hip extension and maintain balance throughout the course of the lift. Your core, including the transverse abdominis and the obliques, acts like an internal belt, keeping the spine neutral and transferring force from the floor to the bar. It's a full body lift, but everything starts with a strong, stable foundation from your hips, glutes, and core. Remember, sumo is all about leg drive. Think about pushing the floor apart and away from you, not just pulling the bar straight up. Sumo favors lifters with longer femurs, shorter torsos, and strong hip external rotation. It optimizes leverage and reduces shear forces on the spine. A major breakdown happens when lifters fail to engage the posterior chain in the setup. Without lat tension and full body stiffness, the bar drifts forward, the hips shoot up, and lumbar compensation kicks in, turning the pull into a hinge instead of a coordinated drive.